How's it going, everybody? GodBaer here. Once again, thank you for clicking into one of my videos. We are back on NCAA Football 25 and our Washington State Cougars Dynasty, where we are ranked at number 18. Obviously, we were 24th last episode, and now we're 18th with a 5-0 record. None of our games have been all that close as of yet, but again, we are in the Pac-12. The only other team in our actual conference is the Oregon State Beavers, and our schedule was not all that hard. Obviously, we added an FCS East team for week 1. Other than that, every other overall that we have played against and that is on our schedule in general are all about the same overalls as us, right around the low 80s in every category. The team overall, offense, defense, and no real challenge in terms of us being like outmatched in terms of ratings. So hoping that we can have a good record by the end of the season. That way we can improve our team grades in terms of pro potential by player progression, our conference contention, our contenders, and everything like that. That the recruits always prefer to have A's, A pluses, B pluses at least, because Washington State is all C's at the beginning of our dynasty here. So we're looking to improve all of that as we are up 7-0, make that 14-0 against Toledo here. And we just want to absolutely smoke every single team if we can do so. Obviously, like I said in one of the last episodes, I'm a very statistically driven person, so I hope to eventually beat out some records, as this man, Mr. Mariani, absolutely love running around and usering with him on defense. Again, sit every video, very prototypical linebacker. Looking forward to exporting him into Madden 25. And again, I know there's not the actual capability of exporting players, but my intention is to manually import every single player that declares for the NFL draft with our NCAA Football Dynasty here. So, for example, Mariani and maybe Cordero, since they were picked up in the same year, in 2 years' time, they both declare. Let's just say Cordero, because he's a quarterback, goes in the first round, Mariani goes in the third. We will manually go into the rookie draft class in Madden, go to the first round, edit somebody, and make them Cordero. Same thing with finding someone in the third overall, editing them, and making them Stevie Mariani. And then, obviously, our intention is to definitely draft as many of the players from Washington State as possible onto our Madden team, as long as the position is warranted, as we get absolutely torched right here. 13, I don't know why you let that man create such a gap on you there, but easy walk-in touchdown. You didn't get hands on him until he was already inside the end zone. But yeah, very excited for this dynasty in general, having a lot of fun with it. I am, in terms of play into season 2, and I know there was a comment about the FCS Midwest team being pretty difficult, and I told them that I wasn't going to noted, will not be adding them to the schedule, but I might have went ahead and did that anyways, just to give ourselves a challenge. And Jesus, broken tackles, another walk-in touchdown, obviously not untouched, but damn near. He just shrugged off the tackle and got into the end zone. And we still are comfortable with a 2-possession lead. And our offensive game plan, we're gradually adding more and more like sneaky plays. For example, there's that halfback direct snap, which sometimes is really good, sometimes isn't. Obviously, it's a very quick way of getting your running back the ball so he can just accelerate directly forward, which is the type of running backs that I love. Again, those one-cut backs, get the ball, accelerate. And our kicker here, finally starting to make some consistent field goals Again, 91 kick power, 69 kick accuracy. So if I'm not in the greens with that side-to-side ball meter, it's a miss. With that 69 accuracy, you don't have to be off by much, and that thing is making you look dumb, and it's left or right by 10, 15 feet. It's pretty bad. But out here on offense, trying to solidify this victory, put up another score to the point that they will not be able to score quick enough or enough in general, as Hernandez into the end zone, that 95 speed. These Washington State Cougars on their default rosters had some speed. Hernandez was already on the team. He's got 94, 95 speed. We have Mr. Oh no, what is his name? It's there's another 96 speed guy. He's our slot guy. What's his name? I can't remember at the moment. We'll wait for him to get the ball again. But number 87, you are not torching us over the top again. 13 kind of redeems himself with this interception. And not only that, a little is a swerve, a nice block as we get into the end zone after that as well. But again, loving the Dynasty. Hopefully you guys enjoying the content as well. I am purposely uploading 2 games per episode. One to kind of catch myself up with where I am in terms of already being into season 2. Only 2 games into season 2. But there's a question that I have for you guys that I will allow you to ultimately decide what we do in terms of a position battle. So I don't want to make that decision on my own. I want to catch, again, ourselves up to that area and allow you guys to make the choice for me. So we will always be doing 2 episodes or 2 games per episode, I should say. And it's ultimately just a quick way of getting through the season. And everybody wants to see the recruits that we kind of quickly show through every episode, our gems, our busts. That way you guys get to see their attributes, even though it may be shown on the screen relatively quickly, but you can always pause, slow it down, go back and look at the players that I show in between the games. Obviously, we'll do the same thing after this one, where once we comfortably win this one, as this one is ping-ponging around. That's a tall-ass wide receiver, number 14 there. Very happy didn't go up and get that one after a failed interception attempt by Mr. Foot there. But we are chewing the clock at this point, trying to get out of this game. That wear and tear is real, and that's kind of a statement to it. Fumbling the ball, where they're going to get back out on offense and throwing the pick right back to us, to Mr. Al-Uqda. Him and Mariani, our 2 middle linebackers. Mariani, I don't even know if I've shared this with you guys, is our 2nd string middle linebacker. He's not even out there for the majority of the time. I do run a lot of 3-4, or at least a lot of 4-3 multiple that has 2 middle linebackers and no outside linebackers. So it's Mr. Al-Uqda and Mariani for the most part as our linebackers. But Cordero, 302 yards, his lowest completion percentage thus far with 77.8%, but 2 touchdowns. Suggs having a little bit of a rough time. He's not really getting any big runs like he did the first week or 2. But we'll get him back on track. No double-digit tacklers, but we did have 3.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, Mariani and Al-Uqda. And it's great having those 2 in the center of our defense. Not looking forward to Mr. Al-Uqda leaving. Obviously, this being his senior year, so regardless, he is unfortunately gone. But it'll be nice to have Mariani become the starting middle linebacker and adding someone else underneath him in terms of our defense. So since we do run that 2 middle linebacker defense, we like having 4 defensive linemen down there, 2 big guys and 2 defensive ends. The intention is to have 2 speed rushers on the outside and then 2 beefy guys on the inside. Obviously, Mr. Miguel Dominguez, as I tried to user pick that one. Mariani is very often in the right position to get interceptions. There's just times where, you got to be, I've mentioned it before, there's a lot of reiteration in these videos, but you got to be right on top of the ball Otherwise, you just don't get the animation for it, which again, very punishing and rewarding. I love it. Makes it very gratifying when you actually get a user play, and we intend to get them a lot. As number 0 here, Freeman is our speedy Mr. Default roster wide receiver from the slot. I couldn't remember his name in the last game we just played, but those two guys are helping out the team tremendously. They will, unfortunately, one of them will be leaving as their senior year. Freeman is gone with that 96 speed, the fastest guy on our team right now. So we'll need to replace him, ultimately get better wide receivers, faster wide receivers, if not bigger wide receivers. Trying to figure out if we want to maintain our wide receiver kind of dink-and-dump RPO inside zone offense that we have. It's a very quick read, get the ball out, let the playmakers do their thing, or if we want to do more of an air raid spread pro type offense. And that way, in terms of us importing our players into Madden, they're more pro or NFL ready versus, being a typical NCAA collegiate play style where they might not have the best readiness in terms of becoming professionals. But again, I don't think we'll dive into that too much. This is NCAA. Play like NCAA is just out of reach on that one. So we'll come out with the field goal, and we just barely missed that one. I'm surprised that it missed to the left because my bar was to the right, and I'm pretty sure the ball should have missed to the right, but it missed to the left. So I'm not exactly sure how that one actually worked out. But Mr. Outlook, keeping up the tradition of him and Mariani getting an interception every game. So you know what? That just means Mariani needs to get out there and continue to do his thing. 4th and 5, getting rid of the ball. Nope, we're going to go ahead and go for it. There are a fair share of times where I'm a very emotional player, and being down, being a close game, and there's a certain amount of frustration as fumbling the ball and losing is going to add to that. But there are, times that I just say, you know what? I don't like this. I'm going for it. 4th and 5 wasn't a smart move. Luckily, we did get it, but then we quickly lost it immediately after. 13. I'm surprised he got his hands on that one. Looked like Mr. 10 got him beat, but the quarterback threw it slightly behind him, so he was able to get his hands on it, and not just that, get himself into the end zone to make this a 7-7 game. Took us until mid-second quarter to get our first points of the game, which is ridiculous. Our slowest starts as of yet, and I obviously don't like it. I want to score a lot of points. In terms of breaking records, that's kind of how you do that. You need to put up yards, put up touchdowns, and ultimately I want to beat these school records, if not collegiate records. Not in the first year, but eventually it will be hopefully beat. I know some of these records are absolutely insane. I know Washington State, it's Mr. Falk. I don't remember his first name. It might be Luke. For the career passing yards, just for the school itself, is like 14,500 yards in a career, which is insane. And then for the NCAA record, it's like 15 or 16. No, it's 19,000 yards in a career, which is absurd. That's literally 4,500 yards, maybe 4,600 yards every season to get that. Insane. And then passing touchdowns in a career is 155, while passing touchdowns in a single season is 62. That is absurd. It's higher than the NFL records, and there's less games to do it. It's insane. So I'm not sure if we'll ever really be able to beat the records, but again, my competitive side intends to do so. We'll just see if we can actually pull any of those off. School records, there's a chance, especially with the running back school records. The season record will be a little hard. It's like 1,900 yards in a season. That one is a little rough. It's better than Barry Sanders' record with 2,600 yards in a season rushing wise. Is Mariani? Oh, we kind of hit triangle a little early there. I expected the quarterback to throw up before he was hit, and we jump up and wanted to swat that thing, but I don't think we would have really got it anyways as we fumble the ball again, but thank God pick it up. But the career rushing record for Washington State is only about like 33 or 3,400 yards. That one is doable. That's only 4 years of a starter, maybe even 3 years of a starter, as long as they get over 11 or 1,200 yards. If they have a full 4-year starter, which I hope we do with Mr. Suggs, hopefully the training progression in the offseason, he consistently improves so we can just get him to again declare for the NFL draft because he's good enough to do so, but maintain that starter position, because if we do happen to get like a 4 or 5 star running back elite that develops better than him, we're not gonna, it would hurt me to sit somebody that is close or possibly being able to break records, but I'm gonna play our best players as long as they're better by a good margin. If they're close overalls and we have younger guys or people closer to records, we will play them, for example, like their junior or senior year, just so they can do so in terms of breaking those statistics. But we will again play the guys we add to the team. There's a running back actually that's like an 82 overall, maybe a low 80, I think it's 80, 81, 82, something like that. And Mr. like Pelosi or Solasi, I don't know, something unique. But he's our 3rd string running back behind Suggs and Richard. You guys might have seen him a couple times. His jersey number is 35. He only comes out when both of them are tired, or we run a 2-back set and one of our guys are tired. But he's like an 80 something overall. But he sits behind our 73 or 74 overall running backs, just because, again, actually, here's our guy right there, Mr. 35. Well, thank you for showing yourself a prime opportunity to make a point. But yeah, I like the bigger guys, the 230 frames with 90 plus speed, and that one cuts. I've already said it too many times, so we're not going to say it again. As Suggs punches himself into the end zone, which was desperately needed to put this game away, because this is arguably the 2nd lowest overall team we've played, and they put up the toughest fight to us up until the end of the game here. This was within a single touchdown, as thank God that man didn't get into the end zone. Time would have expired anyways, but it would have made it look like it was as close as the game actually was, 24-13. But again, 4th quarter is where we shine. We put in the majority of our points in that last quarter. Back-to-back games where Cordero struggled again, especially in the terms of his completion percentage, but 0 touchdowns in this one. And Suggs, again, a little bit better. He only had about 50 yards last one. This one nearly 70. But we need to spark up this offense again. We're doing a little bit of struggling out there. Other than that, though, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up for me. Let me know what you thought in the comment section as we get national player defensively, a couple commits, both 4 stars, and it's good to see. But until next time, everybody, GodBaer out.